Hello and welcome to the Celebrating Life podcast with Sony Thomas. Let me invite you to a small thought that can create a big impact for you in celebrating your life. In today's episode of Small Thought, Big Impact, we address the misconception that nice people are pushovers. The aphorism nice guys finish last is used in different contexts to drive across the point. To be successful in life, you cannot be nice. The adjective nice is used to describe a person who is agreeable, gentle, compassionate, sensitive, and vulnerable. The term nice person might invoke an emotional imagery of a person who puts the needs of others first, avoids confrontation, does favors, and generally acts pleasantly towards others. Sadly, being nice, once an explicit virtue, is now explicitly communicated as a weakness in the dog eat dog world. And to survive this world, one has to practice cutthroat competition by holding back from being gentle, agreeable, sensitive, and vulnerable. At least that is what I hear people tell each other. Competition in biology is a term that describes how living organisms directly or indirectly seek resources. The many types of competition include everything from a dog fighting over a bone to a rutting stag locking horns to the fight to the death. Even microscopic bacteria vigorously compete through various mechanisms, such as exploiting a particular resource needed by competitors or using metabolic functions to make the external environment unsuitable for other bacterial species. I wonder, how far can human species thrive and prosper using extreme measures of competition as its operating principle? How can societies grow without harmony, without being kind to each other, without caring for each other? I really don't understand how one can glorify being mean to others and at the same time demand kindness from others. I've heard bosses and team members criticize each other for being insensitive and inconsiderate. But when you observe them closely, you will see that they implicitly subscribe to the ideology that nice guys finish last. I believe that one of the attributes that portray a nice person poorly is the erroneous concept that nice people are always agreeable and pushover. This is an inaccurate understanding that being nice and being assertive are opposites. You see, that is not true. One can be nice and assertive too. But sadly, people who are unable to be assertive, they either protect themselves by being aggressive towards others or they become passive and agreeable to others, thus being labeled a pushover. Assertiveness is often confused with aggression because of the subtle conditioning that speaking up is selfish. Parents, teachers, business people, etc., have unwittingly conspired to produce an ocean of timid souls. Parents censor their children who speak up for his or her right, hindering the child's assertion of self. Teachers reward the student who does not question the educational system and deal sternly with those who question it. The religious and cultural environment fosters the idea of self depriving humility and sacrifice rather than expressing the self. Many employees learn early in their career that if they speak up, they are most likely not to receive a raise or promotion or even may lose their jobs. Speaking up need not be aggressive. Not knowing the difference between assertiveness and aggression blurs the line between being nice and being a pushover. As a result of lack of assertiveness, people express their emotion dishonestly and continue to reinforce this behavior by hiding their true feelings behind a mask. With passing of time, The mask becomes stronger to a point where you are constantly at conflict with your true self, thus creating so much internal pain and massive drain of emotional energy. The pent up frustration of wearing a mask in one area of life is let out in another area of life, where the mask come off, revealing an angry demon, usually seen at home with kids, parents, and definitely with the spouse. Ask yourself, how often are you preparing a face to meet the faces that meet you? And if you feel you can improve being assertive, then you can start by using these three phrases as often as possible. I like what you said. I like what you did. I want you to. And conversely, I do not like what you said. I do not like what you did. I do not want you to. Celebrating life is about the journey. And if I have brought value to your journey of life, I urge you to share this small thought with a close friend, a family member, or even a colleague so we can together build a happier world. For more thoughts on celebrating life, I invite you to stay connected with us by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the Celebrating Life community. Thank you for your time and make it a wonderful day.